Here's a 23rd example. You're being asked to factor 4x squared minus 4x minus 80. We don't know if we can factor it by greatest common factor or with the trinomials. So we'll start with the greatest common factor. 4x squared breaks down to 2, x and an x. 4 breaks down to 2 times 2 and an x. Now 80 you may not be too sure of, so break down 80 with the cake. 2 goes into 80, 40. 2 goes into 40, 20. 2 goes into 20, 10. 2 goes into 10, 5. And 5 goes into 5 once. Put that up here so we don't lose it. But we don't really need it. How many 2's? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 2's and a 5. So we've broken it down into its primes. Now what do they have in common? They each have 2 2's, and that's it. So the greatest common factor is a 4. In the first term, I didn't circle an x squared minus, didn't circle a 1x, and I didn't circle a 2, 2, and a 5. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. All right, so I have that. This makes it a little smaller, so I can use the whole board, but you can still see where I got this from. Whoops. Hold on a second. Give you a chance to think or tell a joke. I'm gonna have a lot of trouble with this today, aren't I? What's going on? Let's just leave it there. That's starting to bug me. Let's just rewrite the whole thing. I said there's a 4 in common, an x squared, a minus 1x, and a minus 20. So, all I've done so far is factored out the 4. I'll need this 4 for later on once I factor the trinomial next to it. So I have 3 parts of this. I have step A, step B, and step C, or the 3 different parts. Step number 1 is to multiply A and C. A times C is negative 20, because 1 times negative 20 is negative 20. Step number 2 is to write down all the factors of 20. I have 1 in 10. I don't have 1 in 10. I have 1 in 20. I have 2 in 10. And I have 4 in 5. One of those will be what I'm looking for, so they have to multiply to negative 20 and add up to negative 1. So looking at these numbers, I know it can't be the first two, so it has to be something with the 4 and the 5. So I have to do something with the 4, something with the 5 to add it, so that I get a negative 1 as my answer. Well, if I try negative 4 plus 5, I wind up getting positive 1. So I don't want that. But if I do 4 plus negative 5, I do indeed get negative 1. So I want 4 and negative 5 as my numbers, or my factors. Just to check it, 4 times negative 5 is also equal to negative 20. So that gives me both things I'm looking for, the negative 20 and the negative 1. All right, step number 4 rather, is to make your fractions. And it's a over number 3 and a over number 3. A is 1 for both of them. 1 is right here in front of the first part of it. My first number for number 3, my first number 3 is a 4. My second number 3 is a negative 5. I need these fractions in order to write the parentheses. 1x plus 4 and 1x minus 5. The last part I have to do is put this 4 in that I factored out earlier. So my full answer, I'm asked to factor it, is 4 parentheses 1x plus 4 times 1x plus 5. And of course, you could use your calculator. Put this in the y1. Make sure you do this on the quiz. And put this in the y2, and you should get the same quadratic.